Now we review the film I.S.S. That's right, U.S.S. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am Richard, this is Random Street Theater, and I have seen I.S.S., which I believe is technically a 2023 film. I wish it were a 2024 film, because it's always hard for me to push the old year away, you know? It's just, want to get those new films in, but I tell you, the second I saw the trailer for I.S.S., I was like, yes! Yes! Sci-fi weirdness! This is my type of movie! Then I saw it. Never as good as you hope it is. Anyway, every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets here from the company 4Ocean. 4Ocean pulls a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. Guys, it's a big ocean. Tell your friends. Share this on Facebook. Comment, like, and subscribe. Help me out here. I also do purchase these things from the Conqueror. This is a virtual challenge. I walked the length of climbing Mount Everest and planted 5 trees because I gave them like 40 bucks for this. This was 40 bucks. Think about it. It's actually not that great construction. This little climbing pick thing can come off. Anyway, so I.S.S., what you have in I.S.S. is a movie set aboard the International Space Station, hence I.S.S. And what happens is that people are aboard the International Space Station, and then there's a war between, we don't know. This is a very silly thing because it's like, oh, that's adorable. You think Russia could fight the U.S. at this point? Yeah, you know their nuclear stockpile is based on a type of radioactive material that would not have lasted this long, and that their weapons, most of them would probably never make it to America, and those that did would probably not cause a lot of damage. So, I guess we would have started the war and wiped America out, or wiped Russia out, and then there would have been the world burning from us. That's a possibility. But the whole premise of America being in a war with Russia, well, look, Ukraine. The Ukrainians are kicking the snot out of the Russians, and they're not using our best technology. So let's just try to remember that. Anyway, all that set aside, you've got the crew of the International Space Station. For some reason, it's just Americans and Russians on this particular time. There's no people from other countries. And, yeah, they're both told, because the war broke out, that they need to take over the International Space Station. Okay, just to be clear on the subject, the Russian side of the International Space Station, module, is where the propulsion is. So, yeah, the Russians kind of do have control of it to begin with, but part of the problem here is, just on the premise alone, what strategic value would the International Space Station be to Russia or America? I mean, it's soon to be deorbited anyway. And, you know, that's another problem as part of the plot is that the station is going to deorbit. And they've already said, it's like, no, it's not going to deorbit because we need to build a $1 billion device to deorbit the space station quickly. So apparently it can't just say, we're done with it, go down, burn up in the atmosphere, at least not safely. So that kind of adds some weakness there. And, you know, the best example of this kind of a movie would still be 2001: A Space Odyssey. I don't remember 2010, although it does have Americans and Russians in it. But what Kubrick does with that particular film, and there are echoes of that film in this one, is that he defines characters well. And when I say that, one of the things that I point to is the different colored spacesuits. I mean, yes, there are only 6 characters, so you could keep track of this one is a Russian, This one is not a Russian, but they didn't have enough personality for me to care about them. And I mean, it's like, yes, the main chick, the sort of focus of this film, her backstory is that she is a biologist trying to create replacement organs. This never has anything to do with the plot. It is just a backstory. And I can't criticize the fact that it has nothing to do with the plot because, yeah, I mean, characters should exist in reality. They should be real. There should be a guy that, for example, has a profound love of Donald Duck. And it has nothing to do with the plot except for the fact that it gives him character. We know that he likes Donald Duck. If we were shopping for this guy for Christmas, randomly we were invited to his birthday party or something like that, we would know to get him something Donald Duck. Gives us something about the character. Doesn't happen here. Okay? So yes, there are character visual pieces, and in a movie this slow, they're kind of not bringing things along. But one of the problems with this film is that it's just very muted for most of the movie. There's no sense of urgency to us, the audience. I mean, yes, there's a ticking clock. The thing's going to fall out of the sky. But you do realize this is just 6 people, and the entire Earth is burning. Every now and again, you look into the background and see, oh, look, the Earth looks like it's on fire. So what's happening outside the story is what you really want to know about, and that's never developed. And what's happening inside the story, what if you guys do take over the International Space Station? Who cares? What are you going to do with it? How is it going to change the course of the war? It's a very weak premise. Now, look, what they really should have done is, like, titled this, International Space Station something or other, and had it not be the current ISS, which is scheduled to be deorbited, but set this like 20 years in the future with a new, more advanced ISS. And I grant you that probably one of the bigger reasons they didn't do that is cost. This movie was inexpensive to make. It's got a crappy box office, but it could still make its money back. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm a sci-fi junkie. I could tell you that I can watch sci-fi movies all day. They could be terrible. I wouldn't care. I mean, you could sit me in front of a horde of B-movies that are alien ripoffs, and I could just watch them and watch them and watch them. It was a labor for me to get through Poor Things, which is kind of a sci-fi movie in and of itself. So I love this kind of sci-fi, and I found this movie to be slow and boring. Alright? So, whereas I can't say you should avoid this movie, it doesn't totally suck. There are some nice things in it. I do have to say, this definitely belongs on the lower half of your watch list. It is a film only to be enjoyed if you have nothing better to do. And I mean, yes, there are definitely worse films that you should not watch instead of this. I mean, it's like if it were this or, say, Space Zombie Bingo, which is a movie, definitely this. Space Zombies Bingo was a turd. But this is, it's not quite a turd, but it's turdly. You know what I mean? So yeah, not the best movie in the world. Definitely one you can skip. Lower end of the watch list. But that's just my opinion, you know? And I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. I, of course, am Richard. Hi, folks. It's me, Barry, again. That's right, the strawberry poison dart frog adopted by Random Street Theater from the World Wildlife Fund. And I'm here to remind you that for every 1,000 subscribers, this channel buys one of these necklaces I have on, which are bracelets for humans. That's from the company 4Ocean. And they pull a pound of trash out of the ocean every time this channel does that. So you should be a good person, comment, like, and subscribe so that this channel can afford to pull pounds of trash from the ocean and adopt animals like me for conservation's sake. I'm Barry.